Howdy folks, welcome back to the show. Last year when we were setting up the Christmas lights outside, I found this handy tool. It's a small extension that plugs in and it has a photo sensor on it. So the lights will automatically turn on when it gets dark out, which is handy for two reasons. Number one, here at the homestead, we got a million things going on and eliminating even just one small menial task makes the day go easier. So don't have to think about turning them on. And number two, it's nice to come home when it's already dark out and have the lights on. So last year we had this plugged in to the outlet there, had extension cords running up the house and then over to our Christmas lights. Well, this year we thought we could improve upon it. So we brought power from the attic to a recessed outlet, which I like a lot. But before that, we put a photo sensor hardwired into the system. So now that outlet is controlled by that photo sensor. So when the sun goes down, it gets dark out, these lights automatically turn on. We're gonna install another one on the side of the house, so stand by for that. Folks, over the past year, I've installed several of these recessed outlet boxes, and I've really become a big fan of them. They suck up flush to whatever surface you're mounting them to. You take your outlet, install that inside the box, cover plate goes over the top of that, and there's plenty of room still in this box so that when you plug in your lights and cover it with the plate, the entire system is enclosed in that weatherproof box. And you get the added benefit of it only sticking out about 1 inch to 1.5 inches from the house. Now we painted the color of the soffit so it matches pretty well. And this is the photo sensor that'll go in line in front of the whole system. This is like a wall switch, but it's controlled automatically by when the sun goes down. So once it gets dark, these lights will turn on automatically. Now we'll show you how we install it. Last week we installed some new security lights on the corner of the house. They're also controlled by a built-in photo cell. Notice a common theme here. And when we did that, we ran some power through the soffit and over to this corner here. So we will get our recessed box and then our box to mount the photo cell. Get these up here, trace a line around them and figure out exactly where we need to cut our holes into the soffit. There we go, folks. Got our first hole cut out for one of our outlets. Got our line traced here to cut our next hole. We'll get our boxes in, get our cords pulled across, and we'll be all set. Folks, we got both holes cut and we have the box for the photo cell installed. Now, this is called an old construction box, and this is meant to be used when you don't have access to the studs and you're just installing it in, say, plywood or drywall, something like that. I'll show you how it works. You have these flaps right here that when you tighten down these screws, they wing out and they suck up the edge of the box with these flaps. So now this thing is nice and tight in here. We'll run a wire from this box over to this hole for the recessed outlet, and all we have left to do is the electrical. Here's a quick tip for you folks. I want to silicone around the edges of that recessed outlet box so that it's nice and weatherproof. But this silicone has already been opened and it's kind of hardened there in the nozzle. So we'll take a screw, we'll drill that baby in. Now you can either get pliers or we'll come over to this vise and just yank it out. And you can see there we've got all the old silicone, and if everything worked well, the new silicone comes out. Alright folks, we got all of our wiring done. This black line here is the power coming from this light through the soffit and to the photo cell. This red line will be the power going out from the photo cell switch and over to this box, which controls the outlet. There we go, we'll get it all tucked up in there, get the cover plates on, and all we'll have left to do is put a last couple strings of Christmas lights up. Alrighty folks, everything is done and installed. You got our photo cell there, got our outlet recessed up in there, and it comes with these little clips that pop in here. I'm guessing meant to keep the critters out. And since I'll have lights plugged into the one and the wires will be running through that one, I've got the spare there taped up. Put that right in here so we don't lose it. And now we can take our Christmas lights, plug them in for the first time. Oops. Close this baby up. have a nice clean setup. Now the only issue with running off a photocell is you can't test it during the daylight. So hopefully we'll come back tonight, the sun goes down, and see this side of the house finally lit up with some lights. Thanks for joining us folks on this one, and we'll see you at the next project. Really need to get working on that shed